Good morning, all of you. Okay, today we'll discuss about the Ampere circuit law and its application. So just if you go back to electrostatics, like we had on one side Coulomb's law, then we brought Gauss law. No? What is the advantage of like Gauss law? Finding out the electric field due to different charge systems is much easier with the help of Gauss law, and moreover for conductors inside the conductor. So what is the field due to conductors? Electric field. I think the Gauss law helped us a lot. No? Similarly, now here Biot-Savart law. Biot-Savart law. And we have here Ampere's circuit law. So what is the role here? The point charge, here the current element. So now how the Gauss law was helped us to find out the field due to charged conductors. Similarly here, if a current carrying sheet, a current flows in a cylinder, then how to get the magnetic field? The Biot-Savart law will not help us. It's having its own limitations. Means if a current flows in a wire of radius A, you say that one, where current is flowing along the wire, because the current will flow through a wire, no? This one. So from Biot-Savart law, we are able to predict the field. We are able to predict the field outside somewhere here. Yes. For R greater than A only, we are able to predict the field, no? And this is a long wire. And what is the formula? B equal to mu naught I by 2 pi R. What about the field inside? Will there be any field? Is what the question will arise. Yes, there'll be field inside also. So how do we can determine that particular field inside? So Biot-Savart law will not help us, because strict condition for R must be greater than A, that one. Even equal to A also, we can't do that one. So this is what happened here, no? In all our problems. We never went inside the current carrying wire. It was only external to the wire. Now with the help of Ampere's circuit law, we can easily find out the field inside the current carrying conductor. This is our aim. So for that, what happens? First, we will bring that law. Then we should learn how to use that law. Then we'll go for applications. This is the background here. So definitely in exams, you must, whenever you get a problem, check first, can you apply Ampere's circuit law? So that you'll get answer very easily. Then if even Ampere's circuit law is not possible, then go back to the Biot-Savart law. So the law itself is checked. Similar to like a Gauss law, no? How we started, like there the Gaussian surface, then the net charge enclosed, we define few terms, no? The same approach is what we are going to develop here. So let me put that law, the line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop is equal to mu naught times the total current crossing the area bounded by the closed curve. By the closed curve. Provided the electric field inside the loop remains constant. This is the last, that is later, this part you avoid time being. When we discuss EMI chapter, no, then this you'll get that one. Why the field should remain constant, so that what I shared highlighted, no, don't bother about that one. Let's focus only on this particular basic law. The first, the highlighted one, try to avoid that one. At this particular stage, not needed. Okay, this is about the statement is what we have brought it. The line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop. So what is it, the total? Equal to mu naught times of I. Like there we had like a E bar dot ds equal to q in by epsilon naught. What is q in? Net charge enclosed. What is I? The current enclosed by the path. There, what is ds? Gaussian surface. No, this was used to help us Gaussian surface. Similarly here, the dl bar, it will help us to predict the path, closed path. Closed path. Is it okay? So I think there's a difference between if I write. Okay, let's focus on what do you mean by that integration in closed path. Suppose that there's a loop. Let be dl. So if I integrate, so length of the loop, side length of the square loop, it is dl. So integral of dl, this should be equal to how much? 4l. I'm going to integrate in a closed path. Then integral of dl bar should be 0, no? I think you be careful. Same thing if I write it, integral of dl bar, it should be 0. Integration in closed, vector sum of all that resultant should be 0, no? The net displacement will become 0. Just only integration in closed path will be 4l. Now it can be of different shape, loops will come. So now we may get so now the closed path, let me take dl. Then what is the integral of this one? So let r be the radius of this loop. 2 pi r. Okay, integration, if you add up all such elements, what you get? You'll get the perimeter of that loop. That's the meaning, integration in closed path. So that's what in magnetic field, the line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop. Because of closed loop, no, therefore we are putting circle, that one. So that's the meaning. Okay, we know what is this B. What is a B? B is some sort of magnetic field. And what about I? Current enclosed by the plane curve. So let me introduce. So this is the curve. Curve, let me take it red color one, this one, and let this be the current carrying wire. Let I be the current. Then what is DL? DL is this one, not a surface. It's a curve. You can see that one. I'm just putting random shape. It can be of anything. There's nothing that it should be square or anything, that one. So we know that there's a long wire. Time being, so let's focus on the long wire here. So there's a long wire. So then what is a B bar? B bar is what I'm defining at this particular point. And this is the DL. So what is telling, integral of B bar dot DL is equal to mu naught times of the I. What is I? I is the current enclosed. So then I can integrate in clockwise or anti-clockwise. No, if you integrate in the direction of B bar, then that current should be taken as positive. If you integrate opposite to B bar button, then the current will be taken as the negative. So when I will be positive or negative, now due to this current I, in what direction we can expect B bar? Somewhere like this, tangential everywhere here. So some rough diagram need not be tangential because they're not a circle. So it'll be like this. No? Then DL, there'll be angle between them also. So B bar dot DL cos theta. So like that at different points, what will happen to value of B bar will be different. dl will be same, and angle between b bar dl will be different, equal to mu naught plus I, I'll write. Why I? You can see from the diagram. Here the same path. So this is what the current here is. I'll show like this. This is side view, and this is top view. You're viewing from top. Then at various points, let's go for here. So here B bar, P bar, B1 will be like this. And this is the current element. So there is an angle between them, no? There's some angle, how much? Theta 1. Now again at this particular point, you look at B bar and the current element. Both will be in same direction. So look at this particular point. There's a current element. And there's no rule that B bar should be parallel to DL bar at all points. At some points it may, or and look at this at this particular point. One more outside will take it. B3 and this is DL bar. So look at there's some angle, no, between them. So what is the expansion of this? The left hand side term will be integral of B1 DL cos theta 1, B2 DL cos theta 2, B3 DL cos theta 3, and so on, is equal to mu naught I. When you can take I positive, so we know roughly the B bar here, how it will produce the field everywhere. If I concentric circles, and if I draw a tangent, this will be like this, no? So if I integrate in the direction of B bar, then that particular current should be taken as positive. Current enclosed by the path. Current means not one dot, long wire. Strictly, what is the condition for this? This should be a long wire. Not semi-infinite wire also. Strictly, it should be a long wire here. And don't say current enclosed by a long wire. Just you say current I. Here I means it's a long wire only. If it is semi-infinite or some finite, we'll see later on. So net current enclosed by the closed path. So this should be the plus I, we should take it. Now we'll take the next condition. If there's a closed path, let me take closed path circle itself. So there are two current carrying elements are there. One is I1 and there is I2. Now it's left to you. I'm going to take integration in anti-clockwise. So there's a direction of DL, I'm taking it. Then which current you should take positive? So which particular long wire will produce the B bar in the direction of DL? So integration in closed path, some books they're shown arrow, I'm trying to avoid. I'm just showing DL bar something. So I'm going to integrate in anti-clockwise. So which current can produce B bar in the direction of DL? I2. So therefore I2 will be positive, I1 will be negative. So then what is the formula? B bar dot DL. What is this? This is a curve. Like how we had Gaussian surface, no, here it's a curve. So this should be equal to mu naught I2 minus I1, or we'll take this I1 minus I2. Okay, there's a meaning of this. Of course, can we simplify LHS? Okay, timing, let's wait here. So there's a basic overall, the meaning of that net current enclosed by the path. So when it should be I1 should be positive or negative, it all how you integrate. Then this one. So let's now go for that plane curve. What is that? Or say that curve? What actually meaning of that? What actually the meaning of that? So we'll explore now that particular law itself, the various terms in the law. So first I'll begin with the what is the value of
Sir, can you scroll up once?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Over, sir.
Let's take the there's a plane curve I'm taking, this one. So let there be a current carrying wire here. So current, let it be, so here out of the plane. Let me show like this. There's a long wire. And what is the meaning of that mu naught I? So like a, for any shape, now I'm going to put like this. This is a plane curve. Here also this will enclose a current I. So what is the value of B bar dot DL for both the loops? There's a loop. You can call it as a loop. It's a square circular loop, no? And what is this? Square loop. So what is the value of B bar dot DL? What do you mean by B bar dot DL? There's a product, no? That not B bar dot S. B bar dot S will be zero. It's a Gauss law for magnetism. Ampere circuit law is B bar dot DL bar, that one. So I'll say both is same, mu naught I. But sir, like a loop, here you brought circular loop. Here square loop. And the value of B bar dot DL for both square and circular loop, I say it is equal to mu naught I only. Value of B bar dot DL bar for circular loop. How much? Mu naught I. Value of B bar dot DL for square loop. Mu naught I. This looks little bit funny, no? There's, sir, what is the reason? How you are writing this particular thing? So we'll do one thing. Just we'll deform this loop. We'll deform this loop. And I'm going to deform it. Okay, this is the some notch I produced. All of you, notch. Okay, this one. And the loop, it has taken shape like this. The same current carrying wire is present. So here, the same current carrying wire, long wire. So I'll produce a notch. Let R be the radius, what we earlier assumed. And let this be delta R. So let this notch subtend an angle delta theta. So let this length of the arc be ds. So here let's calculate the field. Field here how much it will be? B1 bar. And what about field? Field here will be B2 bar. Let me go for this one. So value of this one. So what is the arc length? So B bar dot DL, no? So everywhere the B bar is parallel. We know it's a long wire. Due to long wire, how the lines of force will be concentric circles. So everywhere at all points on this circle of radius are, how B1 bar will be parallel to the length, parallel to the length. So what is the angle between B1 and DL? At everywhere it will be parallel, angle is 0. So I can directly write. So what is the value here? It will be, so directly B1 into, what is arc length? So this will be 2 pi minus delta theta r plus B2 into notch. This is the notch. Will give some name. I deformed it. So what is the arc length of the notch? Let it be ds. So this I will expand this one. So b into 2 pi r minus b into delta theta r, or one more step I'll write it. What is delta s? R plus delta r into delta theta, no? Now let's come for, what is the magnitude of magnetic field? Mu naught I 2 pi r. What is magnitude of magnetic field at this particular point? Because this is r, no? R plus delta r it is. So this pi will not be there. Oh, sorry, long wire, no? Not ring. Yeah, 2 pi r delta r. So let's simplify this. So mu naught I 2r 2 pi r minus mu naught I delta theta r 2 pi r mu naught I r plus r, that cancels. So therefore this will be r plus delta r, numerator denominator get cancelled. So mu naught delta theta by 2 pi r. This r will not be there, no? So finally, how much we are getting? 2 pi. Look at all the calculations. So I ended up this much only, no? So even if I make it, I deform the loop, then what is the value of b bar dot dl in closed path? Mu naught I. Let's go back to this one. What is the value of b bar dot dl for this? I'll assume here length dl. The value is how much? Let it be b1. So then what we write? b1 dot dl equal to mu naught I. This will be b dl cos 0 at all points. And what is the net current enclosed by the loop? I. And why current I should take positive? Because I'm integrating along the path in which the field is there. The field is directed. So this B is constant at all points. I'll take outside. So dl mu naught I. This is there. Now what is integration in closed path? 2 pi r. So look at the value. This loop, what is the b bar dot dl, b1 bar dot dl? We ended up equal to mu naught I. And even in this loop also, though I deformed it, how much we ended up? Equal to mu naught I. So therefore, shall we put one condition? So whenever you are calculating b bar dot dl, b bar dot dl in closed path, is it the shape of the loop matters? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The power gone. With mobile will run the show. No, look at this one. So what is the value? So I made a some notch. I deformed the loop. Earlier it was a closed loop, a circular loop. Now I deformed. Then also what is the value of b bar dot dl for the closed path? Mu naught I. So therefore now shall we put any condition that the value of b bar dot dl is independent of shape of the loop? All of you, are you getting now? So here shall we put like the value of integral of the magnetic field along a closed path and some current carrying wire is independent of shape of the path or shape of the loop. So one strong or say like a bold statement I'm putting. So you need not to bother now the shape of the loop. So whichever shape you want, you can assume it. It's left to you. You have got full freedom to assume. So first statement I'm putting, these statements are what? Very important for us. The value of line integral of the magnetic field along a closed path encircling a current carrying wire is independent of the shape of the path. The shape is telling. So it is justified no? Once again. So what is the value of b bar dot if the path is circle? Once again, so here what it the path is circle. There's a loop. Then other student what happen? He will draw the loop like this. He will deform it. Then what is the current enclosed? Let it be I. It's a long wire again, not some current element. Long wire. Then what is the value of b bar dot dl for both? For both the loops, loop one, loop two, it is same. So what is the net current enclosed by both the loops? Current element. What value of b bar? Once again, I'm putting value of b bar dot dl for both loops is mu naught I. Okay, got this one now. So is it what is that shape of the loop? It's your convenient. It's left to you. Is it a real or imaginary one? Next question comes. I'll put all the conditions one by one. Okay, this is about. So now let's take another. Try to add a pages.
Sir, can you scroll up one, sir?
I'll give the documents, no? For you, everything PDF document is provided. Scrolling up, scrolling down also is a big problem here. Huh? Okay.
Okay, sir.
There's about, so like this I'm concluding here. So let's come for this one. This is the next condition we'll put it. What happens if there's a long wire, there's a long wire, there's a long wire, and let there be a the loop, let it lie outside it. There's a loop. It's a loop. This one. So here, and there's a long wire. So you can take any dimensions of that. I just took circular one. So let this distance be R1. Let this distance be R. Let this be E. Now, what is the value of line integral of b bar dot dl bar in a closed loop for this loop? So what I'm asking now, find the value of b bar dot dl bar for the loop. And now look at the loop where it is. It's lying outside this one. No? So how much it is? So let's do one thing. Here there are two elements are there. 1, 2. I'll start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. How the b bar due to long wire will be concentric circles. So shall I say that this particular loop is present in the field of long wire? Then how b bar will be at all points? So again, go back to the long wire, the lines of force due to long wire. You must have a basic idea of lines of force due to long wire. So here I'll draw concentric circles. Now what they are the lines of force due to no, where is the loop? What we have considered that green color. And this yellow color concentric lines, they are the lines of force. So the loop is here present. It is present here. You can, this was the loop. Let's take this. You can look at how what are these arrows? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the value of b bar dot dl bar for this loop? We know how b bar here will be. B bar everywhere perpendicular. So you take small element dl here, and b bar will be directed here in this direction. The direction of b bar I'll give by red color one. And and how b bar here will be in this direction. What about b bar here? B bar here it will be. And these are the elements I'm choosing. Tell me like, what is the value of b bar dot dl for 1, 2? Should be 0. For 3, 4 also. Any reason for that? So I'll integrate now b bar dot dl for 1, 2. Of course, the value will be different. The value of b bar will be different at different points. For 1 b bar dot dl. Let's calculate this. What is the angle between b bar and dl at 1, 2? B bar is perpendicular to element dl. Try to look at here. Red color is the direction of b bar and the element is dl. So what is the angle between them? 90. So b bar dot dl, this should be 90. Angle between them. So therefore this will be b dl cos 90. 1, 2, you write it. Then so let this angle subtended by be theta. What is the value? So here we'll write some value here. B23, B41, B12. Let me write like this. No, B23 into dl cos 0 plus value there B34 dl cos 90. B41 this cos 0 not theta, angle between b bar dot dl at various points. So this will be 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1. Can you solve further this? How much it should be equal to? The first term will be 0. Next 2, 2, 3 it is. So what is the value of their B2, 3? So let's assume that we assumed R and A, no? What is the value of, at this particular point, what is the magnitude of magnet field should be? Mu naught I 2 pi R plus A. The magnitude of this should be mu naught I 2 pi R plus A into integral of dl from 2 to 3 plus 4 to 1, this will be 0. Then mu naught I 2 pi R integral of dl 4 to 1. Which term has become 0? I'm shading this, try to four, 3 to 4. Only the concept is very important. Numericals will be very easy for you. Anybody, how much this should be equal to know? Mu naught I 2 pi. Here, one more thing. What is the angle between dl 4 to 1? So I think I should write negative sign here. Angle is cos of 180. So therefore this will become negative. Mu naught I 2 pi R plus A. Integral of 2 to 3 path length. What should the path length should be equal to? This should be equal to R plus A into theta. Arc length R plus A into theta, angle subtended, minus this should be mu naught I 2 pi R. Arc length should be equal to R into theta. Solve this. How much we are getting? 0. So therefore, what is the conclusion we can make it? This is very important, sir. Why you are writing 0? Look at the mathematics. So if the current carrying wire lies outside the loop, then what is value of B bar dot DL bar for that plane curve, for that loop, will be 0. Why 0? Not because of law, because of the mathematics here. Don't say that, sir, due to Ampere's circuit law. Due to mathematics, we are showing it like this. So therefore, what is the conclusion now? So is it B bar non-zero? I think it's quite clear, no? Is it B bar non-zero? B bar is non-zero, no? At different points on a plane curve, what is B bar? B bar is non-zero. But what is value of B bar dot DL bar? Will be 0 for the loop. Be at all points inside the loop or on the loop, non-zero. But value of B bar dot DL will be 0 because not enclosing current carrying wire. Able to make it out, the meaning of this? So what is the one more statement I have to conclude here? The line integral of magnetic field along a closed path that does not encircle any current carrying wire is 0. I'm putting one more statement. The line integral of magnetic field along a closed path, or we use the word loop, no, here loop, does not enclose, does not encircle, enclose anything, does not encircle any current carrying wire is 0. Nothing to do with Ampere's circuit, it's a law. This is a mathematics we are making. So similar to like a Gauss law, no? If a charge enclosed by a surface, net flux will be non-zero. If the charge lies outside the surface, what is the net flux? How many lines of force will enter? Those many will leave. and because of that it has become 0. The same similar conditions is what we are having here. So what is the conclusion? We'll make it now. So if this is the plane curve, if this is a plane curve, and if there's a plane curve, and there's a current carrying wire is there. Now, and there's a plane curve or loop, you write it. Now, what is the magnitude of magnetic field at point P? 0 or non-zero? The field at point P is non-zero. But what is the value of B bar dot DL bar for the loop? Will be 0. Able to understand now? So this shows that what is a loop? Is it a real entity or imaginary? Whether you assume loop or not, there will be field due to this long wire, no? Are you getting? Whether you assume the loop or not, there'll be field at long wire. You draw a loop and you take B bar dot DL, it become equal to 0. Not only circle, any arbitrary shape. I didn't brought circle. There, why I took circle? So that mathematics will become easier. So got the idea, no? So this is the meaning of this particular thing. Next again, already we have seen the shape of the loop. Uh, it's independent of the shape of the loop. It only depends upon net how much of current is enclosed. The value of B bar dot DL bar, what it depends, it just depends only on the net current enclosed, mu naught times of net current enclosed. Current positive, negative, the direction in which you are going to integrate. Now if there's a loop is there, there's a loop, and this is the the same plane curve. We are I'm going to incline it. There's a loop. What is the value of B bar dot DL bar for both? Both the loops are enclosing current. The same wire, I'll just incline it. So again, there's a loop 1, there's a loop 2. So when you calculate, it will be same. The value of B bar dot is equal to, how do you can say, sir? Again, you have to take the mathematics. A little bit difficult. You take some circle, something, and try to work out. No, you're going to get the same. So let it be inclined. The long wire, let it be inclined. So all together, what happened? The loop, is it enclosing that current carrying long wire is matters here. So there's one more condition. So sometimes to trouble you, it will not be exactly the wire current carrying will not be normal to the plane curve or normal to the loop, normal to the plane of the loop. Then also doesn't matter. So what is the net current enclosed? Now value of B bar dot DL for both the loops will be same. Okay, this is overall the basic idea of this Ampere circuit law. Let's take some. We'll begin with this question. Now we have to calculate the value of B bar dot DL. I think you are able to read it. can see that arrow shows the direction in which we are going to integrate. The direction in which we are going to integrate. I'll indicate that with the red color. Do notice that the first one, no, you can see the arrow, the direction in which we are going to integrate. See, once you learn how to use this law, it's very easy. Numericals you can manage. Okay, let's come for the loop for first case. I'm going to trace like this. Then it is how much? Plus 4a mu naught into 4 is asking 1 by mu mu naught integral of b bar dot dl. Actually mu naught I should be there. So since he has adjusted itself 1 by mu integral of b bar dot dl, that one. So value of this how much will be? So how this 4 ampere long wire will produce b bar concentric circles anti-clockwise. Everywhere b bar will be in this direction. So therefore, what is the value of this? It will be 4 plus 4. Then I'm going to go around like this. Then this will be how much? It will be opposite, no? So minus 2. And here open again for this loop. B bar due to this 2 ampere will be in this direction. But how we are integrating opposite? So shall I take plus 2 or minus 2? Minus 2, no? So for this loop, it is plus 4. For this loop, the B bar is in this direction. The B bar is in the direction. But we are integrating in clockwise. So therefore, it should be minus 2. And again here also, look at the B bar. B bar will be like this. But we are integrating in clockwise, opposite to B bar. Angle between B bar and DL, negative. So therefore, I should take minus 2. So therefore, for option A, what you can pick up? P, 0. You can ask questions, sir, what you are finding out there? I'm just finding out the value of 1 by mu integral of B bar dot dl. So first for option A, it should be 0. So how it is 0? So actually the explanation will be, the explanation should be plus 4 minus 2 minus 2. So this should be equal to 0. Try to see this. This will produce anti-clockwise like everywhere here. I think I'll first here I'm showing B bar like this. What about B bar? I think at least look at this green color. Some value, just show B bar. How the B bar is like this, and you are integrating in clockwise for this loop. So what is the value of B bar dot dl for this? Should be negative, no? So mu naught times of 2, 1 by mu is there, so only minus 2 will come. And again for this loop, the integration is opposite to B bar, so therefore there should be I should be taken negative. And here we are integrating in the direction of B bar, so I should be positive. So plus 4 minus 2 minus 2. So this should be 0. Come for B. Look for B again. Again, we'll indicate the direction of B bar here. For this loop, for this particular loop, B bar will be like this. Okay, this one. And this particular, for this loop, how much it should be? B bar
8, sir.
Look at this arrow, 4 plus 2 plus 2. So you should, for again, this 2 ampere will contribute field here. Oh, this, wait, some correction. I think we have to. And this 2 ampere also can be enclosed by this one. No, you have to do like this. Huh? For there's a bigger loop. I'll do one thing. I'll trace out that one. I'll go around like this. Then what happened? This particular thing. Fine. So if and this can produce field here also, no, for this also, this loop, and this cannot produce because this 4 ampere lies outside this particular loop. Should not be taken, that one. And I'll come once again. I think that one. So here this particular loop, for the bigger loop, we are going to go around like this. Okay, plus 4 I'll encounter here. Then how much here it should be? Minus 2. Plus 4 minus 2. Okay, got this. Okay, now come for this. This will be how much? It will be only plus 2. This will be minus 2. So if I move around this particular loop, so how much of current I'll enclose? Plus 4 minus 2. Then this small loop, how much it will be? Minus 2. So plus 4 minus 2 minus 2. I'll put in bracket. It will be easy for you. Plus 4 minus 2 I'll make it a little bit bigger. So
Sir, PSQR.
yeah, that one. I'll make it this one. Yeah, no. So option A, it will be. So we'll write loop wise. So first, if you want, you can select a loop 1. I think, okay, no need. Directly I'll put brackets. It will be understood. Now, plus 4 in this loop will be plus 4 minus 2. Plus another smaller loop should be minus 2. Resultant, how much it will become? 0. Now come for B. I'm going to go around like this. So this particular loop, what it encloses? Both 4 ampere and 2 ampere. Are you able to understand? So if I go around like this, it will enclose both the currents, no? So therefore, it should be 4 ampere plus 2 ampere. Now come for smaller loop. For smaller loop, only this is the current enclosed, no? And how B bar is? B bar is in the direction of the integration. The arrow, red color arrow, is what the direction of integration. So therefore, this should be plus 2. So this will be plus 8. Now come for the C1. Please, all of you, try to understand, because now how the path will be. So I'm going to trace out like this. How B bar due to this wire in this direction, B bar due to this wire, it will be in this direction. And now what should be the value of B bar for path for the loop C? What should be the value? If I move like this, I'll come for this one. Plus 2, no? Plus 2 I encountered. Then here what happened? I'm moving opposite to B bar produced by this 4 ampere. So minus 4, so plus 2. There's only one loop there. Plus 2 minus 4. And now you can ask question like, will this 2 ampere, it will also produce field here. But what is the question asked? B bar dot DL, no? The net current enclosed by the loop. But sir, here you took both 4 and 2. You see, when you go around like this, so what is the net current you are enclosing? 4 plus 2, no? But when you go around like this here in this loop, what is the net current enclosed? 2 ampere. Are you getting the idea? Net charge enclosed. For this smaller loop, this current will not contribute any B bar dot DL. Will I agree? Just now I gave proof. For this loop, there won't be contribution by this 4 ampere. For this bigger loop, both 2 ampere, 4 ampere are included. So therefore, plus 6 I'm writing. 4 plus 2, you can see here. Last one for option D. We have many loops here. First, we'll trace it out here. This particular loop will enclose only 4 ampere. Okay, clear this? This particular loop. Then I'll come like this. This will encounter minus 2. So plus 4 minus 2. Then I'll come like this. Plus 4 minus 2 plus 4. Plus 4 only. This 2 ampere will not contribute for this loop. Will I agree? Because this 2 ampere will lie outside this loop. So therefore, plus 4. Then in this loop, what will happen? This 4 ampere lies outside this loop, no? Therefore, only minus 2 will come. So plus 4 minus 2. Then third loop, plus 4. So I think there are 3 loops are there. So separately, plus 4 minus 2 plus 4. This should be 6. Hope I think what I wanted to explain, I'm just gave that idea. So B bar dot DL bar should be net current enclosed. That's the meaning of this one.
Sir, is mu naught value answer?
Mu naught, what happened? 1 by mu integral of B bar dot DL is what is asking. Mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7.
I didn't see the question. Thank you.
Okay. The value of mu is mu naught, which is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. What can be unit for that? Tesla meter per ampere. Tesla meter. The current will come on this side, no? So Tesla meter per ampere. That is the unit for mu, that one. Take next question.
Sir, the direction of DL bar will be given in the question, or we have to predict?
No, it's left to you. It's left to you. If they give, okay. If they don't give, what when you are calculating any field due to long wire, you are supposed to assume it. So what is the best practice? Assume in the direction of B bar. When you are calculating B bar due to any current carrying wire, you should assume in the direction of B bar.
Okay.
Then issue will be there, plus and minus signs, no sir.
Not issues, you just wait. You just wait. There's no issues, nothing. Okay, come for this one. He has given now the direction in which you should integrate. Look at the arrow. So it's enclosing 3 current carrying wires. I2, I2, I1. I think that little bit blurred. I'll arrange that one here. The law is very easy. Only thing is you should know how to use it, and that to initial part. Once you come to know what is the meaning of that, how to take, rest all very easy. Similar to like Gauss law. Now look at the wires here. No, yeah, this is a curve now. What is a curve? Arrow near points B and D. So for CDAB, Amperian path. The loop also called as Amperian path. For Amperian path is asking what should be the value of B bar dot DL. So what is the path? ABCDA. Look at now, one path, what happened? ABC lies in one plane, CDA lies in another plane. Now, what is the current enclosed by this? Plus I1, because this I1 will produce the B bar in the direction of arrow only here given. And what about I2? I2 also will produce in the direction of B bar, in the direction of line integration. Look at this particular thing, this one. Plus I2, and this should be minus I2, no? So, or else you break up this entire problem into two parts. You break up this one. So for this, so this is A, B, C. One current, it's what's happening to it. It is leaving. So it will be like this. Okay, this is what? I1, no? What about another? This. This I1. The another wire will assume like this, huh? This I2. This much is there, no? Okay, let's go for the other part. The other part I'll show separately. You can break up if you are getting confusion. So go for the breaking up. So there's a long wire. The red color wire now. So due to this, for this path, what you can write it? Plus I1 plus I2, no? For this, what you can write? Plus I2 minus I2. For this path, plus I2 minus I2. So net resultant, when you move like this, should be I1 plus I2 only. I'll pick up option D. And there's no rule that all the points on a loop should lie in a same plane. Need not. It's just a curve, Amperian path, and there's no rule that Amperian path should, all the points on Amperian path should lie in a same plane. Nothing to do. So individually work out for this loop and this loop, or just you go around now like this. It'll be much easier for it. So what should be the value now? B bar dot DL. So what is the path? A, B, C, D. This should be equal to mu naught will encounter here I1 plus I2 in one loop. Then I2 minus I2. So how much it is net? Mu naught I1 plus I2. Okay, we'll take some, I'll discuss problems later on. We'll see some application part, so that'll be easy for you. First, we'll see how to find out the Mansfield due to long wire. So there's a long wire is there. let's learn how to use this Ampere circuit law. I'll come to the later on that logical problems, because they are unlimited. We can go for anything. What is a plane curve? There's a plane loop. And now you can ask questions of why you are assuming the loop to be like this. Why not any other shape? You can assume any other shape. You can assume any other shape. But why I'm preferring circle only? To get answer. There's a long wire. So there's a loop. And now you take every point on the element here. How B bar like this. Let this be dl. Angle between B bar dl. So integral of B bar dot dl equal to mu naught I. So what is the current enclosed? I, that one. So this should be everywhere. B bar is parallel to dl bar, so cos 0 degrees. Net current enclosed by the loop I plus I. B is constant at all points, so I'll take it outside. Cos 0, this should be. Now this is mu naught I. What is integral dl in closed path? 2 pi r. We got Mansfield due to long wire, no? To get the same answer, to conclude same thing, what we should do? We should go for the mathematics, no? You should be very good in mathematics. Whatever the Ampere circuit law, it will tell us the answer very easily. Some students, sir, why you are assuming to be like this? I'll assume the plane curve instead of circle, no? I'll assume like this. Will you get answer? Will he end up with answer? What's wrong with him? There's a loop. There's nothing wrong in him. You'll not get answer. That's all. So is it Ampere circuit law wrong? No. You assumed in such a way that you calculate B bar at every point. So B bar here will be like this. So B bar at this particular point somewhere like this. B bar here. B bar here like this. So at different points, the value of B bar will be different and the angle between them also different. So what happens to this diagram? How you end up? You'll end up something like this. B1 dl cos theta 1. B2 dl cos theta 2. B3 dl cos theta 3. So on, mu naught I. LHS can never be solved. So what was the problem? We didn't assume suitable the Amperian path or the loop or the curve. We didn't assume that one. So therefore, whenever you are assuming a loop or a curve, what you should take care? You should take care that the value of B bar should be parallel to DL and B should be constant at all points on the loop. Then only we'll end up with answer. So similar to Gauss law. So assuming Amperian path. So different names are given. Assuming Amperian path or loop. So what are the conditions? B should be parallel to DL bar at all points on the loop. What about second condition? B must be constant. B must be constant at all points on the loop. If you follow this much, then the answer what happen? Then it will end up like this. Then you can integrate, no? The B will come outside. Then you can integrate. So therefore now, what is the entire problem solving? You will get a current carrying structure. Then looking at current carrying structure, what will happen? You should assume a suitable Amperian path or suitable loop, so that what happen? Easily you can integrate and get the answer. So what is that Amperian path or loop? Shall I say it's an imaginary thing which you are bringing to understand the concept clearly? It's an imaginary thing which you are bringing. So what should be the shape? As when you are assuming shape, I'm going to follow the points 1 and 2. So there's a use of finding out Ampere's circuit law, how we can use Ampere's circuit law to find out the field due to current carrying structures here. Okay, let's take the next solenoid. Already we discussed field due to solenoid. No? So once again, with the help of this Ampere's circuit law, we'll find out. Solenoid. So already we have some idea. So this is the I want B bar inside the solenoid. Where the field is uniform, there I want the B bar. And so what is the field strength? Field strength will be come for this. So there's a B bar. Let what is small n? Number of turns per unit length. What should be the plane curve? What type of plane curve I should assume now? I'm going to assume a plane curve dotted. Now, if you want, you can make it solid. There's a plane curve I'm assuming. So this you call loop. What is the magnetic field outside the solenoid? I say 0. Is it really 0? Is it really 0? So you go back to solenoid. So this was the I'm going to claim that the field will be 0, but lines of force will be there, but field will be 0. So it will go to. I'm showing few lines of force. This should be actually the field inside the. Look at these arrows. So here current will be the out of the plane. Yeah, this will be the direction of field. Oh, arrows. Solenoid, according to the solenoid. I'll change this one. Come for this one. Yeah. This will be the direction of lines of force. No, what are any lines of force will be there? Yes. So what is the usually radius of the solenoid? The diameter of solenoid. Let me take. It'll be 10 centimeter or at the most 2, 3, 4, 10 centimeter. And what about till infinity? In 10 centimeter, in the 10 centimeter distance d, let there be some select 20 lines. Then from here to infinity, around 20 lines are there, means 10 lines will pass here, 10 lines will pass here. So from here to from this side of the solenoid to infinity, what happens? There'll be 10 lines. And from here, this side of the solenoid to the infinity, 10 lines. In the width d, I'm assuming 20 lines. So here till infinity, 10 lines means what happens? Almost the field is negligible, no? So therefore, what will be the field inside the solenoid? Will be non-zero. The field here non-zero. What about field here? Non-zero. What about field on the axis? Non-zero. What about field at this point? You must say 0 only. B1 non-zero, B2 non-zero, B3 non-zero, B4 0, B5 0. Though I'm showing some few field lines of force, but See, till infinity means I think it's understood, no? The field is negligible, practically we'll make it zero. So therefore, if you keep bar magnet here, compass needle here, will it deflect? No. If compass needle kept here, it will deflect on the axis. So till where axis? It will to some distance here. Afterwards, some say like a suppose a length of the solenoid is 10 centimeter. As you move from this end, say like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the field will become almost the 4 times of the solenoid. No, the field will become negligible here. So even at 3, better to say non-zero only. Don't say 0. Somewhere far away, it will be 0 here. So what about field? Field here should be 0. It should be 0 because this length is infinite. No, from here to infinity, 10 lines, 20 lines, even 100 lines. The field is negligible. The compass needle will hardly deflect. So therefore, B4, B5 should be 0. Very good questions can be asked you. The interaction between solenoids when you are discussing, no, I think this you have to take care. Okay, fine. So this is about, now come for this one. So what is the field strength at 4, 3 for the path will be 0. For the 1, 2, it will be non-zero. So let's assume that path length equal to L. So what is the magnitude of magnetic field strength inside the solenoid? We know it is B. That has to be determined. So I'm going to integrate 1 to 2 B bar dot dl, 2 to 3 B bar dot dl, 3 to 4 B bar dot dl, 4 to 1 B bar dot dl is equal to mu naught. What is the net current enclosed by it? Two rings, two turns you are seeing, no? You are seeing this some 2 turns. So and what we have is number of turns per unit length. No? This is a formula. Some n turns will be enclosed here in a length L. This is some I'll write it where L is the length of solenoid. Capital L will take it. Yeah. How you define small n? Number of turns per unit length. So in a length small l, how many turns should be there? Shall I multiply? Like I want number of turns in a length capital L, n number of turns are there. In a length small l, how many turns are there? Shall we write small n only? So the ratio must be constant, no? So n dash by L. So n dash by L should be equal to nl. So n dash equal to n small l by capital L. We'll agree this. So number of turns enclosed by the plane curve. So into I. Let I be the current. I'm showing that I here. So this is the net current enclosed. Will I agree? What is n dash? Number of turns. Number of turns encircled in loop. Let's come for this one. What is value of B bar dot dl? Oh, B bar is in the direction. I'll change symbol. 2, 3, 4. So dl is here. This one. This is a dl. Here this is a dl. The black color strip is what I'm showing that as dl. Look at now. What should be everywhere B bar is parallel as you move along the path 1, 2. B bar is parallel to this. So what should be the value of that? B into L. This should be 0. Any reason for that? B bar is perpendicular to DL at 2, 3. B bar like this, DL like this. So angle between them 90 degree. Or you can write equation. So there should be B let me write B dl cos 90. B itself is 0 dl. Don't write any other thing. So B itself will be 0 there. B dl cos 90. This will be 4 to 1. This should be equal to mu naught. What is the n dash? You can write it as n small l by capital L into this is I. What should be the LHS? This one, integral 1 to 2 dl. This will be 0. This is 0. Then this will be 0 equal to mu naught n L by capital L I. What should be the integral of 1 to 2? Should be BL. So finally, how much it is equal to mu naught n capital L by L. And what is capital N by L? Mu naught Ni. So there's a field due to solenoid. I think we have derived it, no? This is what are the assumptions we are making? It's a long solenoid. Where the field is uniform, there we are finding. Where the field is non-uniform, we cannot find out. Finish. Sure. Don't bother anything big. Strictly, we are discussing for long solenoid. So for short solenoid, we can't find out. Leave it. Come out of Ampere's circuit law. Already you have formula. Use that formula. Don't fight with anything here. No. So now look at this one. Sir, instead of this square loop, I'll assume some other circular loop. Enjoy mathematics. That's all. No, you have to enjoy mathematics. Nothing is there. So therefore, what is all Ampere's circuit law? Ampere's circuit law is all about choosing suitable plane curve. Now we'll go for inside the long wire. So as we know, this is a long wire, long current carrying wire. Let the radius of this be A and let I be the current flowing through this. This is a long wire. There are 2 points are there which I'm interested. One point P1 inside, the other will be outside. So what is the field outside the solenoid? Outside the long wire, mu naught I by 2R where R greater than A. Straight away I'm going to conclude here 2 pi R where R greater than A. Will I agree? Field due to long wire outside the wire. What about, will there be any field inside S? If I go and check it now, there is also magnetic field inside. Okay, how to calculate that one? First we'll define current density. J is equal to total current passing. This current I is flowing through the cross section of the wire. So how current density you define? Pi A square. Current flowing per unit area. This is what the current density will define it. So what is J here? Current density. Now take help of this one. So here what we should do, I am going to assume a amperes. This total radius is R, no? And let this be A. The total radius is what? We assumed it to be A. Let this be equal to small r. And this is the point P1. Where that current I is flowing? At any one specific point at the axis? No. Throughout that area of cross section, I'm writing current per unit area. Current flowing by area of cross section of the wire. Where current I is flowing everywhere here. The total current passing through that area is what? The I. So when you are assuming the, and what is this red color? This red color curve is what? The Amperian loop. Now I'm going to assume a loop like this. This is DL and B bar here will be directed in this way. What is the angle between B bar and DL? 0 degrees. Both are in, angle between them is 0 degrees. Then afterwards, how much of current enclosed in the Amperian loop? What is capital I? Current flowing through the cross section of wire. Current flowing through cross section of wire. What is I? Current enclosed by loop. So is it total current I flows through that loop? No, only a part of that one. How to calculate that one? I'll take help of current density idea. So therefore, what is I should be equal to J into pi R square. Similarly, what you studied in electrostatic gravitation, the same idea here, the current density. Current density is what? Current flowing through the cross section of the wire. Then how much of current enclosed by Amperian loop means current density into area of cross section of the Amperian loop. So we know value of J. This is I by pi a square pi r square. I r square by a square. This is the current enclosed. Now let's write the Amperian loop. B bar dot dl equal to mu naught I, not capital I. Everywhere B bar is constant, parallel to dl and constant. So integral of dl mu naught. This will be I r square by a square. 2 pi r mu naught I r square by a square. So how much B will be? One r will get cancelled. So mu naught I r by 2 pi a square. And this is strictly applicable for x less than or equal to a. We can justify our answer. On the surface, on the surface, how much it should be? According to this, put r equal to a. Come for this. Put r equal to a. Mu naught I by 2 pi. Put r equal to a. Mu naught I by 2 pi. Similar to in electrostatics, no? Inside, on the surface, outside the charged sphere. Similarly, here also the Planck field. What about the direction? Concentric circles. Inside the wire and outside the wire, it will be again a concentric circles. This also you are supposed to remember. So the lines of force will be, what should happen to the lines of force? The spacing between them should decrease, no? They may test you with, okay, some rough diagram I'll give. Then outside what happened? The spacing between them should keep on increase because the B bar will decrease, no? And this is what that radius A. And the current I is flowing everywhere. And this is the direction of lines of force. There's a surface of conductor. Surface of why it's not a sphere. I'm showing only cross-sectional view. B bar, this is inside, this is outside. So now what is the magnetic field inside the wire? Will be zero or non-zero? Will be non-zero. If a current I flows inside a wire, so how I'll make current to flow? By connecting it to a cell. And tell me what should happen to electric field inside the conductor? Must be non-zero, no? Oh. What should be the electric field inside the conductor? Should be non-zero. Then only current will flow. Okay, we are here, no? All of you, can you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
No. So there must be an electric field. Then only current I will flow, no? Tell me what will happen to the electric field inside and outside the wire. What about field here outside the point 2 and I'll take point 1. Now I want the electric field inside and outside the wire. Will it be zero or non-zero? Field at point 1 should be non-zero. Then only current I will flow. Otherwise not possible. So E1 is non-zero. What about T2? What about B1? B1 must be non-zero. What about T2? You draw Gaussian surface. What is the net charge enclosed by? Though the charges are moving, net charge enclosed will be 0. So field at 2 will be 0. What about field outside the wire? Must be non-zero. So they may test with questions of like this. Inside the wire, there's a iron wire. Then only current I will flow, no? So conductor. Now you should be very careful about all overall applications. They'll test with overall applications. The field strength at point 2 must be 0 because you draw Gaussian surface, net charge enclosed will be 0, no? How many positive ions are there? Those many free electrons will be there. So net charge should be 0. Okay, this is about due to long wire we have seen. If the current density inside that long wire, if it is variable, a current density can be variable. There's a direction of G. How to calculate the field inside and outside the point? So one point, let it be inside, other point, let it be outside. First we'll go for calculation of field inside the wire, that one. So here I'll assume a so let there be a Amperian loop. Radius of that, let it be R. Radius of that A. So current enclosed, let it be I. How to calculate that I? So here I'm going to assume a strip that was uniform current distribution. Now it's a non-uniform current distribution. So let me assume a strip of radius R, width dr. How much of current enclosed in this? First we'll calculate di. So what should this area of this strip, or the area of this strip, dA is equal to 2 pi r dr. So what is di is equal to? Di should be equal to J into 2 pi r dr. Current density into area of the strip. Now what is the current density value? J naught r square. So 2 pi J naught r cube dr. This is di. How much of current is enclosed in a Amperian loop of radius? There's a loop. There's a surface of wire. And here is what I'm going to choose, the DL. And this is B bar. So let me go for integration. Total current enclosed will be 2 pi J naught R cube dr, 0 to R. So there's a current enclosed by the Amperian loop. Then we'll write the equation. So this should be B1, I'll take it a point. B1 dot dl mu naught, current enclosed by Amperian loop is I. So everywhere B1 is parallel to dl and it's also constant. So B1 I'll take outside. Net current enclosed 2 pi J naught R to power of 4. Simplification of this will be 2 pi R mu naught 2 pi J naught. So what is the magnitude of magnetic field strength? Will be B1 is equal to 2 pi R will get cancel out, mu naught J naught R cube by 4. Oh, one, yeah, this 4 is here. This. Look at the magnitude now. Yes, it will be varying. At the axis, how much it will be? Exactly the axis will be 0. As you move away from axis, the field strength will increase and it will be concentric circles. Current will be perpendicular to that particular thing. So we have one vector relationship. Tomorrow I'll tell you, no? We have that R bar, B bar, and current density is also vector quantity. R is a position vector. B bar is a vector quantity. So all they're related by one vector relationship. So this is about the field inside the long wire. What about the field outside? This is inside the wire. How to calculate outside the wire? So we should find out now field inside the wire or at point P1. No, the point P2 lies outside the wire, and inside the wire the current density is varying radially. J equal to J naught R square, what we assumed it. So here I'm going to proceed like this. This is a wire, no? So total current enclosed, I'll find out I, and the Amperian loop, I'm going to bring it outside. Now RBD will lie. So what is DL? The DL will come here. I'll change the direction of arrow because we assumed anti-clockwise, no? Let me assume different. So current here will be in this direction. So what is DL? DL is here. DL is here. And B2 will come at this point. And the point P2 is what? This one. But we don't know total current, only current density is there. So I'll take help of this formula. The limit I'll put 0 to A. What we have this integral of di 2 pi J naught R cube dr. This will be 0 to E. The total current enclosed or total current flowing through the wire will be 2 pi J naught A to power of 4 by 4 or pi J naught A square by 2. No. So what is the formula? B2 dot dl equal to mu naught. Net current enclosed is I. Everywhere B2 is parallel to dl. So closed path mu naught pi.
Sir, how did you get A square, sir?
Oh, it should be A to power of 4. Sorry. To 2 it will be there. Check values. Integral R cube D cube A to power of 4 by 4, 2 by 4, 1 by 2. Yeah. So here A to power of 4, this should be 2. B2 2 pi r mu naught pi j naught a to power of 4 by 2. Pi get cancelled, so the final value will be mu naught pi j naught a to power of 4 by 4r. Now look at field outside. As you move away from wire, should decrease. As you move away from wire, the field strength will decrease. So whether the current flowing through a wire, the current density is uniform, non-uniform, or constant, or let it be variable. So what should be the field outside the wire? As you move away from the wire, the field strength will decrease. So current flowing through a wire can be like a current density can be constant or current density can be variable. So if the variable comes, use this one. So altogether now what is the you see that one. Can you use Biot-Savart law? No way, no. There's no other alternative. Like a field due to charged conductor. There's no other way. We must take help of Gauss law. Similarly, field inside the conductor. We must take help of the Ampere circuit law only. This is the advantage of that one. So theoretical part, there are two ways you can divide this problem. The conceptual part like flux, charge given, calculating flux. Similarly here, different types of current and loops will be given. Calculation of B dot B bar dot DL. That's a one logical set of problem. The second set of problem is different types of current carrying structures, how to calculate the B bar. What is very important here? The loop, what you assume. The loop. And there's a wire. Pi will not be there. Huh? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, these are about the introductory part. So we have to go for now the application of this. What all today I discussed, no? Just to say idea of Ampere circuit law. What is use of that? How it can be used for to calculate the field. So the major application is calculation of field only. The rest other things we define some theoretical higher ideas like magnetic pressure. All those things we can define with this one. Like as we went for conductor, electric pressure, how we define here also the magnetic pressure we can define further as we continue. So tomorrow we'll take furthermore few more applications. Okay, thank you all of you. Any doubts related to today's class you can clarify.
Sir, sir, mine is a very basic doubt, sir. I'm not able to find the direction of B bar, sir. Like,
Right hand thumb rule. So here what you should do is right hand thumb rule. So here hold the pen, direction of current. So it will be like this, no? The thumb will give direction of current. What about field here? Look at my fingers. Field here will be into the plane. And what about here? You look at the fingers again. So what about B bar here? So all let's do one thing. So take some, if there's a wire is there, so let the wire be along north-south direction. And the current is flowing along south to north. Okay, I'm asking you now the field at this point. So what about the at a distance r? How the field here will be? The field here will be, this is upward. I think north-south again will confuse. So let me take a ground. You are standing. Let me take a ground here. This one. So this is the north, east, north, south, east, west. And we have up and down also. Will I agree? Even up and down also will come. So this, what you can call up, this you can call down. Okay, now let's there be a current carrying wire. How it is parallel to the earth, parallel to the surface of the earth. Now, what about the field at this particular point? Lines of force. How the lines of force will be? The lines of force will be concentric circles. Now, what about the field at this point? B bar. So these are the arrows. So draw concentric circles and put thumb in the direction of that into cross mark. The fingers will swing like this. Now let's ask you a few questions. So what about the field at this particular point? Shall I say down? Down. What about field at this particular point too? Shall I say along east? North, south will not come into picture here. Up, down, west and east only will come. So the field at this point will be along east. What about the field at this point? Up. What about the field at this point? Will be along west. Getting the idea? Now, instead of this, if the wire is like this, let's take this one. Now you are holding the wire in this way. How the lines of force? You are going to draw lines of force. What about the field at this particular point? No. You are going to say along north, no? Agreed. So what about field at this point? No. Okay. No. I think okay. 12. Let me take. So you are going to say along the south. You have to draw a tangent there, no? That's all. And what about field here? Field here will be along east. Field here will be along the west. Up and down will not come here. So how this is? This is perpendicular to plane of the ground. The wire. Here what pen? The wire is parallel to the surface. Able to make it out?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.